All right, Bob, and that rain really being a huge issue with flooding and some of those waters in that area.
Yeah, already at 9 inches just offshore of Pensacola, so more on the way too. As we told you earlier, the storm has made landfall right there in the border of Mississippi and Alabama as a tropical storm. Winds at 70 miles an hour. The news is now is the heavy rain as expected. But for us, ABC 7 Tower Cam showing a few showers around this evening. Some of those were heavy as well. And the sunset, not the best, but nonetheless, we did get some photos sent in. One in particular from Fred Seeger out of Casey Keys, showing some beautiful colors out there as the showers are off in the distance. Most of the rain is over for us now, and it will stay relatively dry overnight. We'll look for a few showers tomorrow afternoon, but there it is, Gordon making landfall, thankfully, as a tropical storm and not a hurricane, although it's still potentially dangerous, obviously, with the heavy rainfall threat, and it's just not in Florida. It's going to spread all the way in through Mississippi and up through Arkansas. This is going to be a slow mover once it gets, say, north of central portions of Mississippi, and that will just pile on the rainfall, and the steady stream of moisture continues to pile in. There it is. It is over land now. We expect it to weaken pretty rapidly once it loses its fuel source, which is the warm water of the Gulf of Mexico. But right there, Dolphin Island took the main thrust of that storm now, and near Mobile and just to the east of Biloxi. Biloxi on the actually better side than the right side, which is the dirty side. But look at these storms just firing up in the last half hour, all headed right toward Pensacola, where the rainfall totals, I said, were pretty hefty already just offshore. You can see 9.2 right there, 5.7 on the land area, and that will continue to rise throughout the day tomorrow. For us, a different story. Showers offshore right now, and most of that activity continuing to push off toward the west-northwest. We'll look for clear skies overnight. Generally fair to start the day off on Wednesday. Lots of sunshine around, and a few afternoon storms are in the forecast. Not a lot because of some dry air, which will slip in behind Gordon and move off toward Gordon's direction. But that dry air will limit the storms tomorrow. There won't be as many, but there'll be a few. I think a better chance of rain comes on Thursday as a little upper level low gets close to us. We'll still stay with that easterly wind, but we'll have more afternoon and evening storms around, looks like on Thursday, and that begins a trend. It's going to stay that way too. So good news as far as the effects go. The harmful impacts from red tide, they'll stay mainly moving offshore throughout the days as a result of those easterly winds. Well, this is now a Category 2 hurricane, Florence, out there in the open waters of the Atlantic. Good news, a couple of days ago and just yesterday, the European model was showing moving more westerly and having an impact on the U.S. in about 7 to 8 days. Well, it looks like that has now joined the forces with the other forecast models, and everything's kind of pushing back toward the northwest, although there are still a couple of models still taking it off to the west. We'll watch those closely, but for the time being, that's not a big concern at this point. As far as Florence is concerned, well, there it is. It's a 2. It's going to stay a hurricane, looks like, over the next 5 days. The forecast cone takes it just to the east of Bermuda in 5 days from now. Well, there's another system right behind it. Could be Helene. 90% chance developing over the next 5 days, 40 over the next 2. It's way out there in the Atlantic. There's another one even behind it, a strong tropical wave, which the European model has already picked up on and suggesting it too will become a tropical cyclone before long. Right now 76, the humidity at 97%. With that nice east wind at 5. High today was hot, 92. Our average at 89, the record at 95. So there goes Gordon producing the heavy rainfall now over the panhandle of Florida. It will continue to move through Arkansas. High pressure dominates our weather with generally east to northeast winds, and that'll be good, as I said, at least a little bit for that harmful impacts of red tide near the coast. East winds turn to the northeast tomorrow. We'll start off at 10 knots, subside to 5 knots. Seas will be running 1 to 2 feet. And the extended forecast for the next 7 days. So a few showers around tomorrow afternoon and evening, but not many. A better chance on Thursday. That continues to stay fairly high right through the weekend, as we'll stay in that summer pattern. It won't go away anytime soon. High temperatures into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you.